Welcome to this week's edition of Rick Answers His Email. And first up is Thomas. Thomas is asking about why he was denied by Mozy because his speed wasn't fast enough. He thought he had broadband. The number you're reporting, Thomas, is probably your download speed, 768, and your upload speed is probably half of that, maybe even less than that. And in order to use online backup properly, you need to have 500 upload speed or higher to work well, and yours is obviously not that high. You can test it yourself at either one of these websites, DSL Reports or PC Pit Stop. Go to their bandwidth or internet speed testing utility. Patrick's writing in about Foxit on-demand online services. I have no idea what that is. Patrick, you're going to have to send me a link. I looked at their website again, and most of what Foxit does is centered around Adobe documents, PDF type documents, and they have a PDF reader, editor, and creation program software. And as far as how they compare to Zoho, Zoho is completely different. They do online word processing, spreadsheets, database, project management, and a lot of other things as well over at Zoho, but they don't do necessarily PDF creation. And you can create PDF documents from any of the Zoho tools, but that's, I think, where the similarity ends, and I'm not sure what you're referring to on the on-demand services. Roy's wondering what's going on with our online polls, and I'm not sure that there's any problems. You're the first one, Roy, that's brought it up. The only thing I can think of is maybe you're using an older browser. If you're not using Internet Explorer 7, you need to update to that right away, or I would prefer that you would use Firefox or Google Chrome. You'll have a lot better luck not only with my site, but with a lot of other sites as well. James is writing in and has a problem receiving email from his brother. The only thing I can tell you, James, is if he can look in his sent items and his message that he sent to you is definitely been sent and he doesn't get any returned email saying that it didn't get sent, the problem is on your end, and there's something on your end that's either blocking or filtering his email. Meph, I do have a tip on my website on how to back up your Outlook Express information. If you just search for Backup Outlook Express at helpmerick.com, you'll find this tip, and what you're looking for are DBX files. DBX files are the database files that Outlook Express saves your email in. And what I would suggest you do is back up your system first, back up those files first, make sure Outlook Express is closed. If there's anything in the inbox and you know that's the folder that's bad, move those to another folder in Outlook Express, back them up, then you can delete those folders you think are corrupt and then restore them later on. Mike, it might be a little bit of Big Brother hogwash, but in order for you to continue to get updates from Microsoft, you do have to run the Windows Genuine Advantage update. That confirms to them that you have a legitimate copy of their software so that you can continue to receive the security updates, and you do need those security updates. Rumen, I don't think you're going to see any big speed differences running a G receiver with an N router. The only time you might see a little bit of increased speed is when you're on the edges of what the router can push out in terms of signal, and you're at the far end of where that signal reaches. You might see a little bit better speed than on a G. In general, you need an N receiver to take advantage of the N router. Clarence is writing in about an article that's been circulating this week about a hole in Gmail that's potentially can have someone take over your Gmail account. I've been using Gmail for literally years, full-time for over 3 years, and have had zero problems. As you read through the particular breach, it is related to weak passwords. If you have a weak password, like using the word password or using your last name, you're going to be more at risk than many other people. If you're concerned, make sure you have a strong password, mix upper and lowercase letters, try not to use dictionary words, also use some of your other characters like dashes, asterisks, parentheses, things like that in your password, and then write it down. If you change your password often, you'll also be safer than most. Rumen has a second question about his Nintendo DS and is wondering if he needs antivirus. No, I don't think you need antivirus on a DS yet. That might come down the road, but I don't even think you can get an antivirus for your DS yet. But I wouldn't worry about it. Browse away with your Opera browser. Sir Bill has a question about how to delete items from a scanner. And Bill, once you scan a picture or a text item or whatever you've scanned, it'll get saved on your computer, and then you need to go to where that has been saved, usually in My Pictures or My Documents, right click on the photo or the item you want to get rid of and then push delete, or you can click one time to highlight the item and push delete on your keyboard. And lastly, Yolanda asks a question on how to save a collage that she's created in Picasa. Picasa is an image management program and it has a kind of a nice little collage creator in the new version. And Yolanda, after you've finished creating the collage, you don't go to File and Save like you think you might. You need to come down here and click Create Collage in the lower left-hand corner. It'll create the collage for you. You can even see that it says in progress. Once the collage has been created, you go back to your library and you'll see that there's a collages folder where those collages are saved, and at that point you can email them, you can export them as another image, and do all the kinds of things you can do with all your other photos. Thanks for writing. So that's it for this week's edition of Rick Answers His Email. You can visit our website at helpmerick.com to ask your question and then come back here every week to get the answer.